presentation. I knew your colleague Uniform this summer, and I was really interested in your work, and I listened to very many interesting points, and I want to show you what we in Berlin or in Germany do. I'm going to talk about the inclusive education in Germany or in Berlin. I just want to give an overview to what I'm saying. I've got 3 points. What's the overall situation in Germany or in Berlin or even the district Berlin Mitte? What are currently the biggest challenges to deal with in education? The second point is why we need an interactive level and orientated approach to this situation. And the third point would be an example for an interactive approach. The so-called photo-lerndialog, photo-based learning dialogue, and the Berlin language learning diary, which every child at preschool has this learning diary. Well, Germany is a federal state with 16 federal states called Land or Länder, and one of them is Berlin. Berlin is not only the capital but also a land, and within Berlin there are 12 districts, and I come from the central district, the district called Berlin Mitte. Germany is a very bureaucratic land, and the matter of education is divided on state level, level of the land, and the district. School education is a matter of the land, and preschool education of the district. And it's very difficult. You have obstacles to get from one level to the other. The persons even don't talk to each other or don't have an idea what's going on in the other district. But I'm lucky to work in a cooperation. One is the so-called SFZ, the Language Supporting Center of Berlin Mitte. It's an organization of the government at the level of the land, and Schulpartner, that's the non-government organization, which takes care with social workers and the daycare at school level and at preschool level. And I have 2 bosses, governmental and non-governmental cooperation. Yes, now the next slide. The education system in early childhood would be, we have preschools called Kitas or Kindertagesstätten, and primary schools from 0 to 6 years. They go to preschool establishment, and from the age of 6 on to the primary school. Those are privately owned, publicly maintained. Non-obligatory is the preschool, but the school is obligatory. Those are free of costs, and we have 10% of public maintained preschools and 90% of privately maintained. But at primary school, it's the other way around: 10% private schools and 90% public schools. What are the people living in Berlin Mitte? What I did say refers to the district of Berlin Mitte. We have about 388,000 inhabitants. 34% are foreigners. 18% are Germans with migrant background. They or their parents come from another country, and 48% are Germans. That means third or further generation. Maybe their grandparents came from another country. And the next slide. Here you can see the how many could be. Yeah. But where the people come from doesn't say which language they are speaking. At the age of 6, there are 16% which don't speak German in their languages. 56% speak German and other languages, and only 27% speak only German as the only language at home. That are only the languages, but not the level of the language they speak. In the next slide, we see the situation. The circle on the right says that 10% or even 11% of the school starters don't speak German, or speak German only with a few words, at most few words. 20%, the orange part, speak German with many mistakes. And 70 or almost 7% speak good or very good German, but that's the average. In Berlin Mitte, there are neighborhoods where the percentage is higher of the non-German speaking children. What is the situation in kindergarten and primary school? We have a low linguistic level of children. We have families with low school education. Many of the parents didn't go to school in their countries. They have another image of education. They have a different cultural understanding of dialogue and behavior. In most of the families, the child is supposed to listen and to obey. And a child which comes from a culture like this has to understand the German way of dialogue and of behavior. The child is asked to answer, and he must learn, the child must learn that through speech, through language, it can perform something in the world, and not only obey and listen. There's no longer a language path in proper German or in academic German, but in a so-called Deutsch. It's a pigeon language between German and other languages. And we call it survival language. You can only cover social situations with it, but you can't solve a mathematical problem within it. And we have the so-called fossilization in language acquisition. The parents or families have reached a degree and can't get further because they lose this degree of language level and can't get further. Yeah. What are the needs pedagogy must cover? There are different needs. And I just want to explain the word education in German has two translations. We call education teaching and learning. Teaching would be the point of view from the teacher, and learning the point of view from the child. And I think both parts have to learn. Not only the child, but the teacher also has to learn. The needs are German has to be taught and to be learned at least 3 levels. For the zero speakers, those who don't speak any German, for the fossilated speakers, because many of the children are supposed to translate for their parents and get to a fossilated German, and of course for the normal and good speakers. They also have the right to be supported in their German. Then you have to develop German as an academic language to solve mathematics problems, to learn, to be educated at school. And then you have the need to follow a curriculum in different subjects. Reading, writing, mathematics, music, science, physical education. And in all these subjects, you need a proper German. And a German that can develop all lifelong. And you have the task of the intercultural dialogue. You have to talk to the parents, to the whole families, to the children, and try to understand the different cultures you meet in school and in preschool. That's why we need an interactive method. We have to listen and to talk, to learn from each other. I think language learning can only be achieved in a dialogical, interactive way. You have to be authentic, you have to be interesting. That means you have to avoid the teacher questions. Teacher questions are the questions where the teacher already knows the answer. I don't ask what is this, what is that, what is this color, but I ask what color do you prefer? Do you prefer black or green? And I don't want to know, I know that's black. I don't want the child to tell me that's black. I want to know something from the child, and the child has to learn that what he says, what the child says is important and can manage the world. You have to be inspiring and encouraging, and you have to respect the different levels of development, so that you see on which level is the child, on which level can the child move with confidence, physical, mental, social, and linguistically, to get from this level to the further level. And you have to see the child as a whole personality. The thing is, you have to know which levels to follow. One of the levels would be the level of activity. For example, if a child has to learn the concept of on or upon, the child has to first conceive it with this whole body. The boy is on the mat. The boy conceives the concept of on, upon. I'm on the mat. The mat is under me. When the mat moves, I move, I can fall down. And that's what the child, with its own activity, conceives. And when the child understands, I'm upon the mat, the child can understand already a picture, a photo of this situation or another situation. For example, the ball is on the table. What happens to the ball is the same thing what has happened to me on the mat. The ball can fall down from the table. And when this child has understood this image, this picture, he can understand the symbol. The red circle is on the black line. And often the teachers go from the symbol and say, look at the symbol. The red circle is on the black line. That's on. That means upon. But only a child who has experienced the first step, on, upon the mat, can understand the symbol. There are other levels of activity, or from non-verbal to verbal action. This is the 3-period lesson from Maria Montessori.
Yes, we know something about her.
Yeah. Lezioni di tempo. Okay. The first period is I tell it to you and I show it to you. The part of the teacher is written in red, the part of the child is written in blue, and the matter is written in green. In the first stage, I tell it and I show it to you. The teacher speaks and the child has to activate, has to experience something, to perceive something, to know something, to understand something. The child is active in this moment. I give something to the child and the child can make an experience. The second period, the second step would be, I say it to you, you show it to me. The part of the teacher is less and the part of the child is more. The child has to listen, to understand, and to do something. But he won't speak so far. The language is a part of the teacher. And only in the third stage, there is, I show it and you show it and you tell it to me. That would be the 3 levels of activation. Yeah, of activity. There are some, I think the levels of language would be the most important, and we can go to this next. Yes, there are very many areas in language, but the most important is the sentence level. With the sentence level, you can imagine or you can identify very quickly the level of speaking the child has. All the learners pass through the same levels, and this will be from one word sentences to a whole story. And from the length of a sentence, you can see to which way a child is possible to plan the utterance in advance. He has to plan the utterance in advance, and it may be one word for a whole story. And counting the words in an utterance and the order of the words, you can see on which level the child is. Now we come to the example. I have the learning dialogue. It is a model where the child is in the center, the playing is on the top, because that's the most important thing for the child, and the support the teacher gives is the base, the baseline. And observing and documenting is a circle around the child. Next picture. Take a photo and talk and listen to the child. Look at the photo and talk and listen to the child, and then ask the child what to write down. At any moment, the child is aware that its own experience is very important. And at any moment, the educator supports the child's language. Observing and documenting is not a task that the teacher does in his own office, but with the child. For example, this was a situation in an everyday occasion having lunch. This boy seek the task to pick up pies, and he's one pea after another. And I took photos, I talked to him, I showed him the photos, and then I asked, what do you want me to write down? And that's important. I asked the boy. I didn't write it for my own, but the boy couldn't speak. So I wrote it for him, and he was present in the moment of writing down. And then, the next one, I gave this paper to the children, to this child and another child, and they could talk peer to peer about everyday experiences and learning. Next slide. And there you see, let the child participate in the documentation, give the document to the group. The child can decide, I want my documentation on the wall, I want to talk with my parents, I want to talk with other educators, and we want to talk to each other. And if you write down the dialogue in a level the child understands and soon will be able to talk, every person who reads this dialogue will support the child's language education and the learning education of the learning, because this is the moment the child wanted to be in. So the learning dialogue is a method where any child can be supported in its own interest and on its own level. Thank you for listening.